Hi book friends, I'm Erin, and this is Erin Go Read. It's the new year and you've set a resolution to read more, maybe to get back into reading. Well, where do you start? This is going to be a video about 5 tips for getting back into reading and reading more. Okay, tip number 1 and tip number 2 are somewhat related, and so they're kind of going to be intermingled a little bit. So tip number 1 is to stop wasting time. We waste so much time scrolling on our phones or just falling down that loophole of YouTube videos. I know we're on YouTube, so I appreciate you watching, but you know that happens and just the next video comes up and the next video comes up and you just keep watching. So put a pause on that and set aside, maybe you're gonna watch a video and then you're gonna read for 20 minutes or whatever that is, but set aside a chunk of time that says, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. I would otherwise just be wasting this time scrolling uselessly, reading the, comment section on some hate-filled post or something like that, right? So that's tip number 1. And tip number 2 is to focus your attention for that prescribed amount of time. If you have some sort of virtual assistant that uses voice commands, this is a great way to utilize technology without distracting yourself. Alexa, please set a timer for 30 minutes.
Second timer, 30 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so I have a timer set, and then I'm going to be in a different room from my phone. I didn't need to use my phone to set the timer. I'm gonna be in a different room from my phone. If you do use your phone, that's okay. Just have the discipline to set the timer, set it down, and then go sit in a different spot from where your phone is. Set the barrier that you have to physically get up to go get your phone. And it's amazing how effective that can actually be. Well, what if you're just getting back into reading and you just don't know where to start? You have the discipline to do it, you have the desire to do it, but you just don't know where to start. So tip number 3 would be to start with an old favorite. Reread something that you love, whether it be Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or Catcher in the Rye, whatever that may be. Start with an old favorite of yours and then see where that takes you. Sometimes one book will remind you of another book, or maybe I loved Catcher in the Rye. What else has J.D. Salinger written that I might also really like? Another way to do it, we're using YouTube right now, so another great way to discover new books that you might like is, let's say you loved The Secret History by Donna Tartt, then you search The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and then see what other booktubers who love that book also loved. This isn't foolproof, but it's a good way to know this person loved this book, they also love this book. There are also tons of videos where a booktuber does a if you like this, you'll like this book. That's a great tool to use to discover a new book based on the recommendation of someone who liked a book that you also liked. Or you could join a subscription service like Book of the Month Club, where you spend, I believe it's $15 a month. If you choose to do it, you can always skip. It's a curated list of 5 books, and there will be a synopsis of the book, a review written by someone who has read the book from the Book of the Month team, I guess. And then there are some key words that will help you decide is this a book that's going to be up your alley or not. And that's a really great way to have a curated list of new books. They're going to be on the front of mind for other people. As I said, you can always skip a month, and you can also add on a book for only $9.99. Tip number 4 is to use your library. It's free. There is no risk other than some late fees if you don't bring it back in time. You could browse around the library, read the synopsis, read a few pages in several books and decide, I want to give this one a try. Take home a stack of books, and then you could read a chapter in each book or 10 pages in each book, and then continue on with the first book that really draws you in. And tip number 5, major way to get into books or read more books especially, is listening to audiobooks. Obviously, there are paid subscription services like Audible and Scribd, but you can also use your library for this. Most of the audiobooks I listen to are from my library. It is all digital, so there are no late fees. It is automatically returned on the due date. And if no one is waiting, you can renew your loan if you haven't gotten around to it yet. If you're in that place where you're not sure where to start, try nonfiction in an area that you're really interested in, or reread an old favorite. You read The Inheritance Cycle, Eragon, as a kid and you loved it. It's a great audiobook. Or Harry Potter, great audiobook, and it'll get you into the habit, and you kind of have to train your ear if you're not used to listening to audiobooks to be able to pay attention and all. Audiobooks are a great way to be able to consume a ton of reading content because you can be doing other things. So other kind of mindless tasks that don't take a lot of concentration are great times to be consuming audiobooks. So I listen when I'm driving. I drive at a minimum 30-40 minutes a day. That's 30, 40 minutes of book content that I'm getting. I will listen while I'm going on a walk around the neighborhood, walking my dog. I listen while I'm cooking or cleaning. Hate folding and putting away laundry? Listening to an audiobook while you're doing it. You're folding laundry and you're being told a story. It's a great use of time, great way to get more books in, and especially if you use your library, it's completely risk-free. So those are my top 5 tips for reading more and getting back into reading. Thank you for watching. See you around the tubes.